Well, good afternoon, good midday to everyone. TL, thank you so much for joining on your lunch break. And to those that will come back and listen to the replay, thank you so much for joining me today for this powerful session on leadership recharge. You see my big smiley faces? Regardless of what life throws at us, keep smiling.
That's right.
Gotta keep smiling.
Got
All
to.
right. Let's see here. All right. Hope that that's not UTL or anybody that come back and listen to the replay that your battle just flat footed around dead and this and you fell out, tongue hanging out. But our theme for the year is cultivating the will to lead. And
Mhm.
our topic today is leadership recharge. And I put a little footnote here, car versus human. both really both rely entirely on energy to function,
Mm.
just different types.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right. Now this is my favorite, another favorite screen here. These are two of my former co-workers. The young man but he's deceased. He passed this year in January on his son's birthday. But I wanted to share his testimony about working with me under my leadership. And the lady is Ms. Linda William. She was my lead, and she experienced my leadership for right at 16 years. So I just want to just share these testimonies. These are not paid testimony. These are free. So I want to take a look. I hope everybody can hear. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen here.
Hi, my name is Linda Williams. I have known Dr. Carolyn Lee for over 10 years, for which during that time we worked for the federal government. I have always known Dr. Lee, Carolyn as I fondly call her, to be a goal-driven person. She has always risen to the occasion to accomplish her goals without regard to how tough the goal was, such as when she pursued her doctorate degree. She has the ability to motivate, inspire, and empower. Her focus is not on herself. Her focus is on helping others be empowered and to liberate themselves to pursue their purpose in life and reach their goals. The late Dr. Maya Angelou said, "When you learn, teach. When you get, give." With that being said, knowledge is power. Dr. Carolyn Lee wants to impart that knowledge to others.
All right. Let's go over here
Great.
to the next one.
Good evening. My name is LaDavia Mahaffey. If I had to describe Dr. Lee's leadership style, I would say it's one of transformational leadership. She's able to identify needed change by creating the vision to inspire a group of individuals
Mhm.
to carry out that vision. And particularly during our time working in NTU for the union and carrying out the union's mission, she was able to identify that the union and management had an adversarial relationship. She was able to quickly identify that and implement change. So instead of having an adversarial relationship, NTU and management was able to work collectively in implementing needed change to better improve employees' working conditions. Also, employees were able to better and openly address their managers with problems, concerns, and even often sometimes speak about more personal issues. So with that being said, I just like to sum with saying that she's one of the best that I've worked collectively with. And again, her leadership is defined as transformational, and whatever she touches or becomes a part of, I think she has a niche and a strong ability to transform and implement that needed and identified change. Thank you.
All right. And I'm gonna say this, like I said, leadership is about transforming others and helping others to advance. And one thing
Mhm.
about working with the late Mr. Mahaffey is that when he came into the union office, he kept coming, wanting to become a steward. At that particular time, I wasn't bringing any more stewards on yet, but within maybe 3 or 4 months, I ended up bringing him on. And he's from Atlanta. And so when he moved, he wanted to go back to Atlanta. And he called me and said, I got a position in LR, because that's what his degree was dealing with. LR, labor relation. And so that encouraged me to know that he got the skills, he got the knowledge I was able to impart in him. And he saw, what was needed to be leader and what was needed for us the LR position. So I was grateful that he called me from Atlanta and told me that he had got that position. Then before he passed, he had gotten another position as an LR analyst. That blessed me. That's what leadership is about. It's imparting to others, helping them to grow and helping them to reach their full potential. So I thank both of them for that testimonial. Let's see, can I get to my other screen here? All right. To those that know me and those that are going to come back and listen to the replay, I am none other than Dr. CJ Lee. I am the founder and CEO of Wisdom Leadership Global Academy Corp. I am thrilled, as you read right here, my passion for leadership with the word, I'm thrilled to share it with everybody that I come in contact with. I am a published author, and the title of my book is How to Be an Effective Teacher in the Public School System. I said God's way, teaching is a ministry. So I didn't put that on there, but it's on the system. And I put Amazon.com on the link on there. I'm not trying to sell, but hey, if you want to purchase the book, that would be a blessing. I was told from other people that have gotten the book and purchased the book that it's not just for teachers, it's for everybody. So I look forward, hey, just go in and buy the book, or if you know a teacher you want to bless a teacher with, do that. I also hold a doctor's degree in educational leadership professional practice from none other than Trevecca Nazarene University right here in Nashville, Tennessee. I included a snippet of our mission, but I'd like to jump down to that last sentence. Equipping and empowering the next generation of emerging leaders for the marketplace is our assignment. We're talking about globally, influential leaders. That's what we're talking about, equipping and empowering influential global leaders for the marketplace in our world today. We need that. I also included our website. Check out our website. You can please go in there, look at the various classes. We offer business leadership classes as well as biblical leadership classes. And we are hiring, when we get ready to start back hiring, we're going to hire people that are certified to teach leadership. Everybody want to teach leadership, but we need people that use wisdom. That's what the name was given to me, wisdom, because wisdom causes us to be effective. That's what it's all about, being effective. And also it included our email there, and we do try to respond back within 24 to 48 hours. All right, I'm going to move on to the next screen. And I'm going to pause here. Let me take off my glasses because I want to be able to read my notes here, guys. I took some notes down as I was studying for this lesson. And we all know this. It is essential to undergo a comprehensive physical examination annually to ensure there are no underlying health issues. We all know that. That is very important to do. Similarly, as leaders, whether seasoned, experienced, or emerging, it is crucial to assess our leadership practices regularly. Me personally, I think we as leaders need to check ourselves daily, do an self-examination daily. This self-evaluation helps determine whether the environment we cultivate promotes productivity and whether we add value to those that we lead. And if you had a chance and opportunity to watch my video I did the other day, and it was talking about, do we add value to those that we lead? Or do we know the significance of adding value? And I kind of like, okay, I really want, I'm like, I think even with LaDavid and the other videos that I show, I add value to people, but I wanted to just do a little more in-depth research on that. The significance of adding value to others is one of the most transformative practices, transformational practices that we can do as leaders. And then the thing about that is in leadership and personal. Adding value, even to our spouses, to ourselves, to our children, everybody that come in our, in our presence, we should be able to add value. And It's about personal growth. It's about a mind. This is the whole key thing here. It's a mindset shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mind shift. See, we got to get from that in this 2 minute leaders like, what can I get? It's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
never been about that. But it's about what can I give?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't always
Mm-hmm.
about giving money. It's giving your time. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's being committed. So that's one of them. And then one thing else, a couple of more things I wrote down here. It requires intentionality, not convenience.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it
Absolutely.
empowers rather than multiply dependency. It establishes trust and commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It overcomes the trap of self-preservation.
Mm.
When we look at it and we think about it and just at the bottom line, it all depends. It all says to truly add value means to act as a catalyst for someone else's transformation.
Mm.
That's what it's all
Mm.
about. And I want to give you this key leadership from the late Dr. Miles Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership is a trusted privilege given by followers.
Mm.
Let me read that again. Leadership is a trusted privilege given by followers.
Mm.
If you're not a good leader, people don't want to follow.
Right.
All right. All right. You see on your screen here, and feel free you can screenshot any of the screens. Please do. The always on deception, the always on deception, the tone.
Mm. Mm.
We wear business like a badge of honor. Oh, I'm busy. Seriously? That business got a lot of people in trouble. I keep looking up. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be looking at the screen. But it's actually a liability.
Mm.
It costs us because we could be too busy.
Right.
and things can be in the midst of us being too busy, can be failing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then we got the talk. I wrote down there the talk track. As leaders, our primary output isn't manual labor, it's judgment. High quality judgment requires cognitive surplus. Listen, when we are chronically running on fumes, our strategic vision shrinks to whatever fire we have to fight in the next 5 minutes.
Mm.
We don't. True leadership don't have time for that. Authentic leadership don't have time for that.
Right.
We don't have time for that.
Right.
Any questions so far?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to my next screen. Boss baby.
Oh God.
The ripple effect, our burnout is contagious. Here we talk about, I talk about the tone again. Our
Mm-hmm.
team is watching our calendar, not our words.
Mm-hmm.
The talk track, we can tell our team to prioritize well-being all day long. But if they see us sending emails at 2 a.m., for one thing, I ain't getting up. I think at 2 a.m. you should only be going to the bathroom or get some water. You ain't got time to be sending no email. That becomes the unspoken rule. Recharging isn't selfish. It's an act of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
When we take a true break, there's a TV show that I think everybody, not everybody, but it's called what's it with Whitley them?
Different world.
Different World. I remember one of the series Whitley said we need to relate, relax, release.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to do. We need to relate, rest, relax, and release.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, when we take a true break, it's okay. It's all right to take a break. You need to take a break. Get away from the computer, get away from the phone, get away from the people, and just go outside and just breathe. And then trust me, that little break, I can take a nap in 15 minutes, feel good for the rest of the day. Everybody said they can't do that. I can really take a 15-minute nap and come back recharged.
I feel better after an hour. But you know, if you don't decompress, if you don't recharge, then you find yourself running on empty. And what can
Come
you
on.
give?
Exactly.
What can
Exactly.
it's just like like you said, car versus human. Your car
Exactly.
can only go, if you see that gas hand going the other way towards empty, eventually you're gonna be empty, and you can't do nothing. You can't
Nothing.
move. You can't. I don't care where it is you're trying to get to or need to get to. It uh, it's gonna quit on you.
It's
Point
gonna,
blank in the period. Because why? It's empty.
it's empty. That's right. That is powerful. That is so true. That is so true. And when I said we need to take a break because it give our team permission to breathe too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely, I see that, with so many here. I remember even, signing on one day, and I to somebody that I'm working with, and they sent an email. It was almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was thinking like, why are you anywhere near your computer at 1 o'clock in the morning? It wasn't, and
Wow.
the sad part is what you sent wasn't anything that couldn't wait until because
The
our
next
meeting
day.
was, yeah, it could have waited. It could have literally waited, and I was like, wow, what is, I see it all the time. People sending messages, they sending emails at 10 o'clock, 11 and 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'm on do not disturb.
Exactly. Exactly. When you get off that clock, when you don't work 8 hours, some 9 and some 10, whatever amount of hours you work per day, when you get off the clock, it's time, like you said, decompress,
Mm-hmm.
relax, relax, rest, relate, and release.
Mm-hmm.
And it's family
Mm-hmm.
time. It's
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. That was good. Let's see here. Leadership recharge, still talking about that. The situation litmus test. This is a simple test that determines the true character,
Mm.
value, or acceptability of something. The tone. Here you go. If our department collapsed when we step away for a week, that's a system failure, not a
Mm.
badge of importance.
Mm.
The talk track. A leader's ultimate legacy is building a self sustaining system.
Mm.
True leadership recharge forces us to delegate. We can't do it all by ourselves. It's not a one man show. We
Mm-hmm.
have to delegate, build
Mm-hmm.
trust in our direct reports, and exposes where our process are overly dependent on a single point of failure.
Mm.
I think we just basically said before this here screen here, if we burn out if we burn out even emerging leaders, those that we are mentoring, come on now, if we burn out our emerging leaders before they even reach the C-suite,
Mm.
the career suite, we haven't built a leadership pipeline. We have built a meat grinder.
Mm. Wow.
Come on now.
Wow.
Our rising talent shouldn't look at our jobs and think, I never want to do that. They should look at our clarity and impact and think, I want to learn how to manage my energy like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we recharge daily.
Yeah.
Mentorship isn't just teaching people how to do the work, it's teaching them how to survive the workload.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go to my next screen here. Okay. we talked about destruction and disruptor last week, but
Mm-hmm.
this here is saying disrupting the generational cycle of burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Every generation of leader has an opportunity to correct the structural flaws of the last.
Mm-hmm.
There is only a few leaders that I can applaud, that I can take something from, to learn something from, and use some of the tools. Because it's encouraging to see leaders take a break, take a vacation, because everything when we die and they put that dirt on us, that business still gonna be going without.
That's right. That's right.
When you retire, the business still be going on. When you die, we pray that they remember you, but we don't pray that they get there and say, well, I know they never took a vacation. Come on, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
Experienced leaders can choose to pass on hustle until we break mindset. I don't want that.
Right.
Alternatively, we can guide the next generation of corporate leaders to agile, emotional balance, and sustainability. Agile. I be getting that word mixed up. I be saying agile.
It's agile.
Agile. I
Yeah.
be like, okay, agile. Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to pose this question. How effective are we when we are burnt out? And I just put these little three here. This is just me coming up with something. Loss of empathy. Burnout triggers emotional exhaustion and cynicism.
Mhm.
A leader loses the bandwidth to actively listen to, mentor, or support their people. You can't support nobody when you're burnt out,
Right.
which directly damages trust and retention. Burnout, number two says, burnout leaders inadvertently signal that total exhaustion is the benchmark for commitment.
Mm.
They build an organizational culture where boundaries are viewed as a lack of ambition. Then I put number three here. A burnt out leader does not possess executive presence. They possess executive validity. We aren't leading when we are burnt out. Let me say it again. We aren't leading when we are burnt out. I got to say it one more time. We aren't leading when we are burnt out. We are simply reacting. And you see that picture? They trying to get to the socket and to the stable to be able to recharge. Come on now. They're on their knees crawling because they burn out.
And I think when I think about this picture, the recharge, it's just like um what do they call the vehicles? The EV vehicles now.
Yeah.
You got to charge it up. It will not work if
Exactly.
you don't charge it up, and
Exactly.
so like you said, even just on your gas vehicle, no fuel, how effective is that transportation going to be without fuel?
Exactly. I remember on the neighborhood and how the dad stole the vehicle from to drive, and then he just shut off. And they're like, what happened? Did you charge? I don't know. How you gonna steal something?
It's not my car.
I'm like, sit down. And we put too much trust in technology. And then nothing. I'm not against technology, but we got to take a break. We have to take a break. We have to take a vacation.
And
That's what God was for.
I think this whole thing is, that's where it's for me, though I'm not yet a leader, but work-life balance is so significant for me,
Yes,
and people have yet to really manage that. There's such an imbalance, and the imbalance with being more so higher ranking than life, and so you constantly elevating work and overwhelming yourself with work, and as you're elevating, the fuel is leaking, and then you become completely imbalanced till there's nothing left.
Wow.
And you can't give what you don't have.
That's right. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's good. Thank you for that.
What is this right here? In the jungle. Okay.
Reach out. Look how colorful that leader is. The lion, you know what I'm saying? He's a force in the jungle. He's recharged, ready. Yeah. Closing summary. Before we wrap up this session, let's do a recharge audit right now. Open your calendar, Tanika, if you got your calendar open, and find one block of time in the next 2 weeks, even just 90 minutes, and label it strategic recharge or deep work. No meetings, no Slack, no emails. Lock it in, protect it, and let's hold each other accountable.
Yes.
Leadership recharge is not a reward for excellent performance. It is the absolute prerequisite for it. When we realize the true significance of a recharged leader, it extends far beyond individual well-being. It is a critical operation. It's a critical operational strategy that dictates the health, culture, and future of the entire organization.
Mm. Mm.
Our team do not just listen to what we say; they watch what we tolerate. Wow.
Mm. Mm. Yes, that's true. Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
As seasoned leaders, our exhaustion isn't a secret. It is a cultural template. When we refuse to recharge, we inadvertently tell every emerging leader in our pipeline that burnout is the mandatory price of admission for success. And I beg the difference. Recharging out loud isn't a personal luxury. It is an act of mentorship that gives our future leaders permission to build sustainable, high performing career. Our leadership excellence is measured by sustainability, not exhaustion. Recharge is a strategy. All right, Annie. All right. I'm at the end here. Any questions and any final thoughts or comments?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm your host, Dr. CJ Lee. Again, there's our website there. There's our email. Thank you for joining, and I look forward to you joining me every Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for a 30-minute recharging our leadership battery. Be blessed. Have a great weekend, a great rest of your day, and a great weekend. Be blessed.
Thank you. Great session.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.